their moment. They can't think of things. When you read this Bill of Rights, all men are created equal, and then you read, I should have brought it. I should have typed it out. But the 1995 Bill of Rights in South Africa, after they've had hundreds of years of just outrageous racial segregation, like the apartheid system.
Is it they are doing what the Bill of Rights are doing? Is it
Well, hold on, hold on.
and women are creating equal? Yeah.
Yeah, but let me just tell you. So when South Africa writes their Bill of Rights, they say nobody will be discriminated on basis of. Okay, so they say nationality, they say race because it's been race. They say gender, and then they go on. They say sexual orientation, pregnancy status.
That's kind of controversy, though.
But they've got all these things because in 1995, they're thinking pregnant women get discriminated against, gay people get discriminated against, black people get, but they've got this list. But in 1775, no one thought about gay people. No one thought about.
Nobody's even thought about the rights of children. I like the rights and realities of children in the United Nations.
Good, yes, and in the Universal Declaration, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, it's not that they wouldn't. It's not that they tried not to get them. They just didn't even think of it. Like, they don't think in the 1780s about rights for gay people. Like, that's just something they can't even. What? Like, they don't even know what that is.
Right? They couldn't even imagine that.
No. But in South Africa, 1995. Okay, yeah, that's a thing. So they're timeless, but they're also really in their moment. So I just want you to kind of think about that balance. It's a lot of responsibility, but they can't see the future. They don't know what people are going to care about, or they don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? So we have our list. So we have 1, 2, 3. Number 4.
In other words, Allison, they had it to write the Bills of Rights, and they were not thinking about it. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think they were absolutely. I think they were thinking, but then you can only think about your own world. Like, you can't think about telling your kids not to fry a lizard on Saturday afternoon, right? Because you can't. How can you imagine your kids would ever want to do that? Like they can only think about the things they want. We want free press. We want the government not to put soldiers in our house. We want to right the wrongs that have been happening. So kind of what they know is the wrong. In the South Africa Bill of Rights, they say. In the Bill of Rights, it says you are not allowed to do scientific tests on people without their consent. Okay, obviously. But like, they wrote that down because people have been doing that. People have been in South Africa doing these tests on people without their consent. So that's in the Bill of Rights. But it's not in this Bill of Rights, not because they want people to do that, because they didn't think about people doing science experiments on people, right? Like that. I think my point is that these are really carefully thought out, but they're also, they can only see what they can see. Right? They're living in 1780s America, right? They're doing the best they can. But I think, we have to take them at face value, and I think we can add on and assume what would they mean now, like the idea of intent. And I think it's a fabulous basis. I hope I don't sound critical. I'm not trying to be, I want to be celebratory. I just want us to also notice that they're humans, doing what they can do. Okay, so searches and seizures, warrants, that's number 4. What about the Fifth Amendment? That's famous. People say, like, I'm taking the Fifth Amendment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, what does that one mean? Do you remember? If you take the Fifth, what does that mean?
You have the right to, not speak against yourself, basically.
Good, yeah. So it's rights you have if you're in trouble for a crime. Right? You don't have to testify against yourself. You can't have double jeopardy. You can't be tried twice for the same crime. So that one is sort of about, the law has to be followed, and you have to not be tricked as as people are charging you with a crime.